welcome to Tech Out Loud. We're three college guys that sit around and talk about tech and basically the week's news and how we feel about it, if you really care about our opinions. This is the news for March 18th.
What an intro.
And fresh. And what a week's been, really. I mean, I kind of aspire to be a journalist, and the whole Mike Daisey story about him lying about Foxconn was outraged. I was outraged by it. I know you guys didn't follow up on it, but he basically lied.
I think journalists lie so much. Like it's hard to take really credible people and like determine their work is real.
Yeah, but the problem was like he's a theater major and he made his monologue to make money at theaters, which I think is wrong because he lied about everything. And then he tried to display his monologue as fact on This American Life, and not once in the 35 years of publishing have they ever gotten anything wrong.
Do you think it's more for just the purpose of just getting you to talk about it? If he got you to talk about it, then he already won.
No, but that's the thing. It's like the same thing I feel about Coney. It's like they don't feel that the situation is that people like. They think that they have to lie to make people care about the situation, and then in the end, you really just make the situation worse because now people really don't care about it when they find out it's a lie.
Are we talking about Coney or Mike Daisey?
Yeah. It applies to both.
Oh well, I don't know. Coney is more of it's more of a huge marketing package of trying to get young people aware of what's happening in Africa.
That's what Mike Daisey was. He's trying to get people aware of what happened to these popcorn
factories. The thing is that they kind of like doctored the information about 30,000 people, 30,000 children. I mean, that's not all in 1 year. Okay, you didn't take 30 people. It's over a course of like the long, maybe like 15, 20 years he's been there. And Coney's not even in Africa anymore.
You should download, go to Mike Daisey's site and download his monologue. It's not that long. It's called The Agony and Ecstasy of Steve Jobs. And read it. It will infuriate you. But enough of that.
I think this is why, it's mostly why Steve Jobs was talking about like how he doesn't like reporters.
I don't understand why he named it with Steve Jobs' name in it. Steve Jobs is not mentioned any time in that whole monologue. It isn't about Apple, it's about Foxconn, but Apple kind of in relation.
Yeah.
But he did that for the hits, basically.
It's like...
It's ridiculous. It's
just disgusting. Like putting hashtags and everything.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you get tags, it's kind of like, oh, this comes up.
It's disgusting.
Moving on to more pressing news this week.
Yeah, let's actually move to
Angry Birds in Space.
You want to talk about it now?
Let's just do it right now.
Okay. Well, these two have not played it.
Well, I saw the video, the little cartoon, and it's pretty enticing.
No, it's a whole reboot. Like, I liked Angry Birds Rio and Seasons, but let's be honest, they were really Angry Birds with a different skin on it.
That's what it is, no matter what. I think
No. Angry Birds Space is so different.
It is, but like you have to kind of think about it. It's like they've made their money. They could have walked away at any time. Like these guys are like swimming.
No, but like if you're developed like me, even if you make it big, it's never enough. You just want to work for the sake of making it.
But at the same time, you don't want to make a product that's already good and then follow up with a bunch of just good.
Mass Effect 3.
It's like taking it too far.
Is Mass Effect 3? Have you played it?
Apparently the ending sucked. So bad. So bad that the creator had to retract himself and say a new ending will come up in the coming weeks.
Really?
Yeah. It was so bad.
Oh, I thought Halo 3's ending was pretty bad because I was like, well, I got through all of this just for like one of those did it happen sequences, like setting it up for like a show that'll never happen.
Final Fantasy 13-2.
It's more like Inception. Like is he really in a dream at the end of the day?
Final Fantasy 13-2 killed off the main character, and then they left us with a to be continued.
If you look at like it's on HBO. It's the new Game of Thrones. They pretty much kill off every character you fall in love with every 5 minutes. It's like, oh man, I'm building a strong relationship. Then he just gets shot.
Hunger Games.
Oh, don't get me started on the Hunger Games. People who are going to go see the Hunger Games and are listening to this podcast, please go watch Battle Royale.
Yeah, it's super good. I like the characters in the Hunger Games better. I really like Katniss as a character. I feel like she has a lot more character development than any of the Battle Royale kids can hope to accomplish.
I like the Hunger Games because it's the first time, I feel like that the female role, like a female heroine, we haven't had a good female heroine.
Would Disney princess count? No, they're
No, I mean I'm talking about like for like if if I have like kids down the line, and I have a girl and she's looking up stuff like oh there's Wonder Woman, super Catwoman and stuff like that. Well, what about?
She doesn't look up Catwoman.
I guess not, but look up. I don't want her to look up Twilight and see. Oh, only way to get a guy is to jump off a cliff so that he can come back for me. To fall in love. Or get pregnant or conform into what he likes. No, you need to stand up and do what you need to do. Like Katniss, she handles her business. Yeah. Even though she kind of like gave her sister the little pen that says "Take this" and nothing ever bad.
She cursed her sister. She's like, "There's nothing bad will happen to you." Pimrose.
you just get called. It's like really.
But Battle Royale, I think, totally did it. The whole death match a lot better.
They said it wasn't like it's the first time they resold it in America because it was too graphic to be lit over here. Do you think that kind of content?
No, because the director didn't want to release it in America because he made Battle Royale to, even though it is violent and it is bloody, he didn't want it. That's not the point of the movie, and he knows that. We know that too. America loves that. Like,
I think America loves a happy ending, which pisses me off because. Not all things should end with a happy ending.
The Hunger Games ending was total,
Yeah, or if you look at Law Abiding Citizen, did you watch that?
No.
It's pretty much, in the end, you have
spoiler alert.
Spoiler. You have this great character development of Gerard Butler breaking into a prison, and Jamie Foxx catches him and then ends up killing him. The guy who orchestrated a whole plan and gets caught by this attorney. At the end of the day, it was more for that feel good at the end of your day that a killer's not on the loose.
I'm still trying to figure out how we went from Angry Birds to Hunger Games.
Oh,
I like that transition.
That is true.
You even noticed the transition.
So let's get this train back on track.
We'll pull back. Going back to Angry Birds, I don't know if it's 99 cents in the App Store.
It's free on Android.
Well, yeah, it's always free on Android.
I know.
But you
gotta put up ads.
It has ads, which brings up a good topic because the study.
Wait, we haven't finished yet. Let's say the topic.
This is such a good transition. Let me use it. Okay. So yeah, it's free. It's 99 cents on iPhone, and then it's
and you like it.
Yeah, I love it. It's a refresh. It's not. You actually really have to think about it.
You think they're not milking this too much for what it's worth?
No, I felt like Seasons and Rio was milking Angry Birds.
Seasons, yeah.
But this is actually something different. Like I could call this Angry Birds 2.0. It rewrote the formula.
Is this built for the new Retina display on the iPad?
Yeah,
because that'd be pretty cool. I might have to see this on the iPad.
But that Android version is free, but it has ads, and that brings us to a study that was done this week about how ads actually on Android kill your battery more than using the app itself. If you need any more reason to actually support these developers and buy the ad-free version, it's to save your battery life.
I mean, I still get ads in like certain games that are I don't think that are non-free. They're like paid for.
Well, because it's like. An ad, how the ad works is like it uses your GPS to find your location, and then it pulls from the internet a local ad to show you.
So you're kind of doing double data.
Yeah, you're doing a lot actually. So they took Angry Birds from Android and then did a study on how much power consumption this one game does. And you'd think that Angry Birds would stress out the CPU or the GPU, and you would run battery or even the screen if you have it at high brightness. But no. Almost 74% of the battery drain from a game like Angry Birds comes from the ads being delivered to you. I thought that was pretty ridiculous.
I mean, I'm trying to think about like how many apps have I used.
Well, pretty much most ads now have ads, regardless.
No, but it's not just ads; it's location-based ads that make the Google ads so damaging.
I think the most like ads I see in an app. I think it's probably like Flickster. When I'm using it to check movie times, I always get constantly check out this new movie that's coming out.
Because they know that's what you're into.
But it's kind of like I just want to like ignore.
So can we like talk about how like I do Google under Google's new privacy policy, I do Google search, and then all of a sudden all my YouTube ad becomes my Google search.
Really, that's happened?
Yeah,
I've noticed that. I have ad block.
You destroyer of the internet.
I am the destroyer of the internet, but I don't care because I don't want to watch ads.
I put my hands up. It's like no, which really does make watching Hulu kind of weird because it's all quiet.
Yeah, you don't know when it's starting to. Oh wait, I hear it again.
Yeah, and it's kind of like
destroyers of the internet.
All right.
Well, I mean,
do you like
destroyers of the internet or time savers of the internet?
You're definitely destroying.
Okay, let me put it to you this way: do you like looking at the ads on the Pirate Bay?
Those little Facebook pictures of those girls in the bathroom, like. No, and your parents walking by like, Andy, what are you doing?
What are you watching?
I let ads on The Verge because I support them and they make money from ads. I let ads on YouTube. I let ads on Hulu.
Facebook. The problem is, do you click those ads?
No one does. How many times do you click this ad is not important?
See, they make their money off the clicks.
Yeah, I think so.
No, not the forced YouTube video ads.
Not on the forced YouTube video ads, but the
if they got you to watch it, you already won.
So all those ads on The Verge that you see on the side, they don't.
I think I clicked one. It was because they were advertising Pirates and the Sony P tablets.
I'll tell you right now, I've stopped clicking ads once I got a virus.
Yeah.
Because I clicked on an ad. Apparently, it was for some school in Orlando.
Well, I mean, the ad linked to Sony's website. I'm gonna trust Sony that they're not gonna virus my computer.
Well, they did lose a bunch of passwords and information. So with the whole, so you're trusting them a lot more than I am.
Yeah.
No, I trust them now that. Oh, speaking of Sony, can I trust? Are you done talking about this?
About your ads?
Yeah, about ads.
Sure.
So basically, try to support the developer. I mean, you save battery life and you make someone's life a little easier. So buy the game, please.
Yeah.
But I got to play with the Sony Xperia S this week.
And the Nokia Lumia.
Well, let's get to that later. But
save the best for last.
Yeah, save the best for last. But you two know my little love affair with the Xperia S. I love it, love.
He still has an Xperia.
Let me breathe into the mic. Meh.
What's so mad about it? Tell me what's mad.
It's just it doesn't do anything for me besides it's not running anything that I want. Like, isn't it running Symbian?
No, it's running Android
4.0.
With soon.
I don't want to wait.
3.4.
I don't want to wait
3.
at all.
Yeah.
At all. If I wanted to get like out of date service, I probably would have picked up Alex's iPhone.
But I got to play with it because I wanted it for the longest time. So I convinced a friend to try it out for a couple of days, import it from the Sony store, and I'm kind of disappointed by it. I still love the hardware design with all my heart, but it's just really weird. It looks so beautiful, but then you try to play with it, and it's kind of creaky. The build quality is not quite there, and it's just not what I expected. So I was a little disappointed in that. The battery's good, the camera's great. The screen is better than the iPhone 4's screen, not as good as the iPad 2, the new iPad screen. But
I mean, because we're looking at it right now, and it only has HSDPI
Plus.
It has HSPA Plus.
Okay.
So, but only on AT&T's network. And then Sony also released another phone, a kind of a low-end phone called the Xperia Sola, which features this thing they called floating touch, where you don't have to touch the screen or to select something.
It uses kind of what does it use then?
I have no
Proximity
idea.
sensors?
I have no idea. It's really a gimmick, but I think it's a kind of cool gimmick.
If it works.
Yeah, it looks like it works, but it only works in the browser. Like, how they use it is like, you know how sometimes on mobile sites you have these tiny links that you have to click?
Right.
By using your finger, by hovering over them, it highlights the link. And then if you really want to click on it, you just finally tap it. But it big highlights the link as you scroll over it, just above it.
Because I know capacitive screens use the heat from your fingers, don't they?
Yeah, they use this break of discharges to sense touch.
So do you think that they're using like a souped-up version of...
I don't know, because then anything would set it off, because a capacitive screen gets set off by moisture, too.
Yeah, you're right.
So, I don't know how they do this magic touch, floating touch thing.
That's weird. I'm thinking it's a proximity sensor somehow.
But the proximity sensor is always at the top, so how can it detect fingers? Unless they did what Microsoft Surface does and put a camera underneath the screen, but then it wouldn't be marketed as a low-end device.
Yeah,
And
why wouldn't it be used throughout the phone?
But this is just like, it shows that Sony still really has engineering chops. It's just they need to get their act together and focus.
Anyway, so moving on. I want to talk about the Nokia N9.
Maybe the Lumia.
Lumia 900, sorry.
The N9 is dead.
Yeah. Lumia 900, sorry. I didn't mean to offend your dead phone.
No, I love the N9. I so love the N9. I was so close to buying a 64 gig N9. But buying into a dead platform, I don't know.
Well,
I'll pick one up eventually.
Well, the Lumia 900, I saw this great article on The Verge. Gains Android 4.0 dual boot thanks to Project Mayhem.
No, that's the N9.
Oh, is it the N9?
Yeah,
N9. Well, then why is it dead?
Well, because it's alpha and and most things don't work on it.
on either ice cream sandwich or Windows Phone.
This is the Android runs really well on it. Yeah, 4.0.
It's still an alpha though. It's gonna be not stable at all.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because I remember
it's kind of nice to have both.
because I remember I put Android on my Nokia 770, and there were so many issues.
Well, with those issues, they eventually work them out.
Eventually,
Well, you say you played with it.
yeah, I got a hands-on with the Lumia 900.
What color? I want to know.
I got the cyan one.
The blue,
No, well, they had both in the back.
white.
No,
Black?
just black and cyan. They didn't have the white one. I discussed this with Alex before the podcast. I was surprised they didn't have white, and he said that he read an article that they're not going to start selling the white until the Lumia 900 sells well.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, at least they have black, so I think I'm pretty.
I really like the blue one.
I'll
Call me
like
crazy,
the
but
black
I
or
really
white.
like the blue one.
That'd be like the first white phone I ever get. Because usually
I mean, white's
You
nice.
normally don't see a guy with a white iPhone.
no, but
No offense, Alex.
I don't. No disrespect to Apple, but the white iPhone looks great. But the fact that they didn't get the opacity right on the back plate and they don't admit it is really bugging me.
On which phone?
On any white iPhone,
Yeah, because if you look at mine, it kind of
no,
doesn't.
the iPhone 4 especially, because like you've seen the camera, right?
Yes.
If you use the flash on a white iPhone 4 or 4S, the glass is not opaque enough to block the bleeding of the light around the flash, so it actually hits your sensor and destroys your pictures if you use the flash.
So that's definitely a flaw.
Like, Chris, let me see your iPhone 4.
First of all, I wouldn't even use my camera on my phone.
Yeah.
I take out this crappy case.
No, you can
Oh,
leave
okay.
the case on. Like, you see how the flash is so close to that sensor?
Yeah.
On the white iPhone 4, when you use the flash, it bleeds out the sides because the white is not dark enough. It's not white enough to block the light.
Mm-hmm.
So it bleeds out the sides and hits the sensor.
Ugh.
So all your pictures, if you use the flash in a dark room, come out awful.
Well,
So that's a huge issue. Who cares about antenna gate? Like, you can't take good pictures at night with a white iPhone.
No.
And speaking of antenna gate,
Well, I still want to go back and talk about Nokia.
oh yeah,
Yes.
It's
Let's not
not
get
going
off that.
to be released till April
April
9th.
9th.
It's going on sale April 9th at AT&T stores.
I kind of want to get.
Do we
my
know?
hands on it.
Did they talk about a price? Did they say
99.
Oh, he did tell you it's going to be 99.
99.
That's actually a
99
really.
on contract.
99 on contract.
That's going to be a very.
Is that
good
only
move.
for new customers?
No, it's just the standard price. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
That's going to be a.
How much
good
out of
thing
contract
for
price?
AT&T.
probably I didn't ask him, but it's probably gonna be $550, the same as the iPhone.
Okay.
But for $99, that's a really good thing
Yeah,
for AT&T.
like that's a super good deal.
I
Like,
know.
and you know, with Windows Phone, you're gonna get updates in the next 2 years. And then with Windows 8 coming around the corner and this phone getting Windows 8,
I might have to go back with you and play with it because I really want to see if it's that smooth. Then I might make a transition and upgrade.
Because really, I'm stuck between that phone, the Galaxy Note International, and the new
Well, I
iPhone.
do want to sell this unlocked.
well, the earlier you sell it, the more you'll get money for it.
So
So
You have to make your decision quick.
every day you
You-
hesitate on selling it,
you
the
lose,
value
like-
appreciated by a couple cents.
that's true. I mean, I'm giving up my main thing is probably like Instagram.
Oh my god!
Which
Don't-
might
hey,
be coming
it's,
to
It's might be coming to Windows. You don't think it's going to come to Windows?
at all.
Well, I mean, I can already
Well, South by Southwest they just announced that it's Android,
the Android device.
and that's been about 2 years now since it's been out, or about a year,
About
year and a half.
A year and a half.
Okay.
But like the next Windows Phone update, they say will have lenses in the camera, so you can apply filters directly into the camera app.
Okay.
Interesting.
Because Windows Phone's concept is like you don't need an app for everything. Everything should just work with what you have.
I guess that's a pretty cool concept.
So
Yeah.
where Apple's like, oh, we have it's like a Swiss Army knife.
So the phone you have right now, which is the,
The
HTC, yeah,
yeah.
is that remotely good compared to the Nokia Lumia 900?
The Lumia is faster.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the UI, scrolling around the UI is the same.
It's the same thing.
But when you open apps and when you play games and web browsing, AT&T's LTE network on that thing is so freaking fast.
Really?
It's like blazing. It's ridiculous.
You're pushing me, slowly pushing me off the Apple cliff.
It
The
feels
trade,
so
yeah.
great in the hand because it has a matte
What
back.
about the camera?
The camera, I mean, it was a dark room.
Was it better than the iPhone?
Oh yeah, definitely better than the iPhone because it's a wide angle lens.
Can you FaceTime?
You can do Tango and Skype.
So, what are you up for contract renewal?
I think so.
Well, there you go. You just gotta make your decision.
I
as
don't
to
know,
what
but I
you
kind of
wanna
want to just sell this and then.
Well, I mean, if you don't like it, you can still return it.
do. So
Yeah, but then you got to pay the restocking fee.
No, you can have them try to rewave it, like at least.
Dealing with AT&T customer service is a pain of.
Yeah, I know, but
You
just deal with them.
Because they sell them as refund.
But it feels super nice in the hand.
Hmm.
It's not definitely like it's so solid. Like you can almost bang it on a wall and not be scared of it. Like I mean, I wouldn't bang a phone on a wall, any phone on the wall, but it's so solid. Like there's no hollowness to it at all. It has a great weight because the plastic is not like a shell of plastic where you put the components inside. The plastic is really filled in.
My dad has a iPhone 3GS, and I've been telling him, you need to branch out. Like I use the Android phone, and he liked it a lot. And I was like, what about the Windows phone? And he's like, it has to be appealing to me. And I'm like, so, for an iPhone 3GS user, and slipping this Windows phone into his hand.
Is he a very big app person?
It's not really. I mean, he's got to use. His main thing is Office client because of the.
Oh well, you have Microsoft Office from Windows Phone.
Yeah.
So, which is the best Office experience on any.
I think that's the
phone.
main thing. It's like he just needs. I think he likes saying he wants his apps to be able. Like his main thing is like he uses the Nike Plus app a lot, and until Windows gets a Nike Plus app.
I mean, they have workout tracker apps, but they don't have a sanctioned.
I mean, we have a lot of Nike.
Is it because he likes he's so used to the iOS design? Or?
No, we just have a lot of Nike
Is it
crap.
just the
Like we
apps?
have the Nike watch, or you mean apps in general?
Yeah,
I think like I don't know. Like I think he has the iPhone. I mean, he's had the iPhone and he has like the iPads. Like we have a lot of iPads, and he uses
I
the
mean,
wants to
Mac.
stay
I mean, if
with.
you really
I think
need,
he just wants to
you
stay
guys
in-
have iPads. So, like in a perfect world, you get a Windows Phone, you get an iPad, because I really think that the iOS apps really do feel better on an iPad than on a small screen. Especially now with the Retina display, they look beautiful on a huge screen.
I think the main thing I just wouldn't be giving up is iMessaging, because a lot of people are getting iPhones.
Well, I mean, the phone has built-in Facebook chat. Everybody has Facebook chat already.
Well, no, but like iOS messaging, I don't. It just uses data though.
Yeah, and Facebook chat uses data too.
Well, yeah, but I don't think a lot of people message through Facebook. Do you message through Facebook a lot?
Yeah, like half the time I message Alex through Facebook.
Yeah, either that or I use Google
Well, like,
Voice. Which
either-
is,
This is what I like about it. It's like you're in a conversation with someone, and at any moment you can switch to any other social network to talk to them. Eventually, they'll add Skype, Google Plus, etc.
Yeah, because right now I'm mainly just using my. I'm in love with because I'm not going over my texting. I don't think I've ever. I'm very few people I text that have non iPhones.
what's your plan right now?
Is the 2 GB for $25, and then I get the 1500 text messaging for $15.
And you're concerned about going over that?
Yeah,
I got 200 text messages a month as my max.
you don't really go over your text messaging.
No, because I use Google Voice. Now, is Google Voice integrated in Windows Phone?
There's Windows Phone client, but Google and Microsoft are not best friends right now.
Use Google
Well,
and Apple.
Google and Apple aren't really good friends
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, have you seen their Gmail
You text,
client?
have you texted through their? Do you text through their?
There is
I
there
text-
is a
I-
Google Voice client though. There is a Google Voice client.
Okay.
Which Google Voice client do you use? The original.
I use
original?
the actual Google Voice client that they have. But
This one right here.
because I know Android is getting Google Voice integration completely.
Well,
Because well,
have
that's
to.
yeah.
But what's great about Windows Phone is like even if they don't have apps now,
Yep.
when they do come September, when it does update to Windows 8, what developer is crazy enough not to develop for a OS that has 90% of the market share?
I mean, you said you see yourself that you're just gonna be a dedicated Windows supporter and app developer, right?
Well, I've always been a Microsoft
So you
developer.
never branch out.
And Chris has always been an Apple guy.
Yeah,
That's when we started this thing. It was.
I
Always,
think before it wasn't because the reason what made me an Apple guy is because it was the best smartphone for entry level price. Like I really loved the HTC Diamond and all those phones back in the day, but they were so expensive. And and I like to upgrade. I wanted to really
my
get out of the
God.
texting phone, style.
Oh my god! Like looking back on those prices and looking at prices now, we've gone so far. It makes me so
How much was
sad.
the HTC Diamond back in the day? Like $600, $700?
Unlocked, and then on contract it was $300.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god! And I bought my Touch Pro 2 for $250 on contract. And now like phones that run circles around are $99 on contract. I'm like, oh no!
But
That was the only phone I've ever signed myself on a contract because I wanted that phone so badly.
if I wanted to sell my iPhone, would you sell it for me? Because I don't know about really Use Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Ugh.
I'm not a big Craigslist fan.
I'm going to Paris tomorrow, Chris.
I know. Well, I'm not.
Well, he's not
I'm not
planning
gonna
on
make this
selling
decision overnight. That says, you know what? I'm gonna part my technology and use a Android phone.
You should, just play with the Lumia.
That's like giving it. That's fully going.
But you know what's nice about the Lumia 900? It uses a micro SIM, so you don't have to. So you can just swap your SIM.
Ooh.
That's convenient.
Yeah.
How much? All right. So let's say if I upgraded to April 9th, how long do I have to return it? And
I think you have like a
15 to 30. I think it's 30.
15 to 30 days, and then how much to get a reverse upgrade?
What do you mean a reverse upgrade?
A reverse upgrade means that they put back your upgrading date to the original date.
You can do that.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Calling customer support.
I mean, if you return it, they waive everything, don't they?
No, not AT&T.
What T-Mobile does.
It's like then you're screwed over because
Yeah,
you
you're
don't have...
screwed over because then you're like if your family likes to upgrade at like all together, then one of you guys are upgraded at like.
Oh, my family always I mean, we don't. Who signs a contract anymore? My dad and our home phone signs contract, but me and my mom do off contract.
Oh,
See,
your
well-
family can afford off contract. Me and Alex is.
No, we got to go on contract, which is
Yeah.
why I might end up getting the Galaxy Note AT&T version because I might not be able to afford it.
Don't get the Galaxy Note AT&T version, please don't.
I might have to though.
No, you don't. You
I-
honestly don't. Like, seriously, don't kill yourself.
But I can't afford the 600.
Then don't get a Galaxy Note at all.
But
What's
that's
the big difference from the Note?
It's the
From the international
processor.
version?
Yeah.
Okay, so the international version uses Samsung's own processor called the Exynos,
Mhm.
and it's blazing fast because Samsung coded the OS so beautifully. It's the fastest gingerbread phone in the world.
Mhm.
But then when they brought it to AT&T is like, oh, we have to have LTE on our phones. We're not going to sell another phone without LTE. But Samsung's processor doesn't support LTE, so they had to swap it for Qualcomm chip with LTE. But Samsung didn't recode any of the device, so it's so slow, so laggy, and just a terrible experience.
But the speeds are different. As far as
Network
networking
speeds are different.
As in LTE is so much faster than the international version.
So that doesn't matter if your processor can't even keep up with
I
it.
just tunneled down for some reason.
Well, we'll see.
Destroyed your house.
I'll see if I can come up with the 600, but I kind of like.
I think I might have to go in stores and really. Do they still AT&T stores? Do they actually give you a hands-on demo anymore, or is it that fake plastic crap that really pisses me off?
No, they give you hands-on demo.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like when we went into the Verizon store.
I might have to charge you for that. Yeah. That's why you're losing business, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just scoffing at him.
Anyway, I think we should all go into the AT&T store.
I think I'm probably gonna. I don't want to deal with those pricks over at the Waterford Lakes one. Yeah, that's right. If you're listening to me,
we're gonna
and
charge
you're
you.
at AT&T
We're gonna
Waterford
charge
Lakes-
you.
my friend.
the main one,
The
one next to Sweets,
Yeah.
is so annoying.
Hey,
Those
It
guys
is.
are such
You need
douchebags.
to know them in order to get to the back room.
Oh
They
my
were going to
God.
charge us to go in, and they said in
Exactly.
the last minute.
And you gotta
okay,
sign in
go,
the wait
go.
line. Christopher Walton doesn't sign in. Okay.
Well, I mean, you only sign if you need help.
I don't need help.
If
I
you
need.
don't
I
need
need
help.
to see the new Nokia Lumia phone.
Nokia.
No, okay.
Nokia. Show me on Nokia.
Where's the note?
Where's the Nokia? I'm gonna go in there. Don't BS me around a table. I know Andy Dan came in here and got his hands on a
A Nokia Lumia.
They're gonna say that you're crazy.
What are you talking about? We don't have it.
Crazy
I don't exist.
or Coney crazy.
Oh my god! like what? Are you gonna masturbate inside that store too?
No.
And now
If
I'm
it
going
gets
to
me
mark
a
this as
if it gets me a
explicit.
free
That's
phone
explicit.
Yes, that's explicit. You're talking. That's sensitive.
information. No, I think I'm just talking about what happened in the news.
Yeah, well, that's what actually happened in the news, and they actually said it on air. I think we're fine.
I think we're good.
Okay, are you sure?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
If not,
Yeah, we're good because TMZ just like bleeps them out from masturbating. I think.
Well, I mean, TMZ. I don't. But ABC used that in their headline.
Speaking of, stuff to not really talk about. There was a ring, broken up prostitution ring, and the guy.
How does it apply to tech again?
Is the name of his prostitute. Well, he was using like Foursquare check-ins and stuff like that, and Facebook's to do it. But the name of his organization was PhD, Pimpos Daily.
Are we allowed to say that word?
no. So now
Yes.
this is going to have to be marked as explicit.
No, because it was in the news. It was a news article. His organization was called Pimpos Daily.
It's-
Okay. But it's great that you brought up Facebook because that leads into another controversial topic.
About how Facebook's just like trolling through your contacts.
No,
Just like almost every single person does.
No, jobs. There have been controversy coming up that jobs are requesting their employees' Facebook username and passwords so they could skim through your
Well, that's why I keep
Facebook.
my stuff always clean because I know someday, like, if I get a government job or work with an agency, they're gonna ask you to look through your Facebook
I know, but that also brings up all these like rights rules and like
and amendments. I mean,
because at the very core of it, if you're looking at someone's Facebook, you're looking at their info page too, and you're not supposed to discriminate. You're not supposed to. And
yeah, but if you have pictures of you drinking underage,
well, yeah,
yeah.
opposite that. But
Well, here's the thing. Why do they have to look at every single thing? You have privacy settings.
exactly.
So if you set your stuff to only me and or close friends, they're not going to
but they want your password. They want.
They
your,
literally want to look at every single thing about
what
your account.
companies though? I think it's got to be heavily government oriented that want.
You would
your
have to be
jobs.
like Secret Service.
I don't think
or something.
McDonald's wants your.
There is definitely not a list because they would get totally bad PR if they
I
released a list.
want a list.
But then Facebook came out. Facebook came out and said employees do not ever give out your password. If you give out your password, we will terminate your account.
Well, actually,
Because
in a way, that's a good thing.
How are they going to know if your password is?
It's if an employee sees on Facebook that someone is a member of a protected group, the employer may open themselves up to claims of discrimination if they don't hire that person.
Well, in a way, having your Facebook terminated is a
I
lot
mean,
better.
even
than,
you cleaned up your own Facebook and
Yeah.
started over again because
Yeah.
of stuff from the past. But me,
And to get rid of a lot of high school friends.
Oh, good for
Probably.
admitting that.
Thanks. But for the fact is that you always have to be conscious of what you do on the web. What you put out there. What it's like it goes back to that old saying: "What you do in the dark will come out in the light."
Yeah.
As you roll your eyes.
Yeah.
Well,
Your
Facebook,
Asian eyes.
Facebook,
So racist.
let's not get started.
Oh, he's laughing. So bad.
I'm in shock, Chris.
Don't you
I don't know-
roll-
I don't know
going
what
on
to say.
Don't you
iTunes.
roll your eyes at me.
I made you dessert, and this is how you frame me?
That was a good dessert.
But Facebook concluded by mentioning its commitment to defending its users, saying, "We'll take action to protect the privacy and security of our users, whether by engaging policymakers or, where appropriate, by initiating legal action, including by shutting down applications that abuse their privileges."
It's mainly government websites because I know my dad for working in a National Center for Forensic Science. They kind of look through your social media X and just want to know what you're doing. Also, same thing like LinkedIn. I mean, you're not going to post a picture of you drinking when your college place as your LinkedIn profile picture.
Because LinkedIn wasn't made for that, number one.
Yeah, it's the same thing as Facebook. Facebook was meant to be
No,
social
Facebook-
and to show your
No,
own thing.
Facebook was supposed to be the party online.
LinkedIn was supposed to be more business-like.
Well, I could give them access to my LinkedIn account because I really don't care.
Yeah,
I know, I don't use LinkedIn.
You know.
to begin
Do you want
with.
to see my LinkedIn
But that's
account?
like going through are they going to go through your tweets too?
Oh, I mean, you don't really need anything to go to tweets. The Library of Congress has been archiving every single tweet since its inception.
So, too late.
Yeah.
So you can pull up a tweet from like a year
I mean,
from a certain.
if you really want to scroll back that long, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, Twitter's a different ball game than Facebook, whereas Twitter.
Is this all digital or is it on paper? Because that's
Twitter was meant to be public.
Yeah, Twitter was from the very get-go to be like a town square where everybody can just shout out anything they want. Where Facebook is like,
I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore.
And now,
it's my money and I want it now.
JG. No,
Okay, we can't use them.
And we're not sponsored, so.
We're not sponsored.
But if you like to sponsor us.
This applies to me and Alex more than it applies to Chris, but shifting gears a little here. But Adobe Photoshop CS6 released their beta.
Well, speaking of which, that just downloaded.
Legally
Legally this time.
downloaded.
Wait, I never announced that it was illegally downloaded.
I just announced that you never may have illegally downloaded.
Okay, let's not put into question Alex's integrity of digital
piracy.
media.
Piracy.
But they made some huge changes coming from CS5. Huge, massive changes. I had to relearn Photoshop, so I don't know how many pros are going to take up on this right away. It definitely is a lot more powerful. There's this new tool that is context-aware moving, where you can literally circle an object in the picture and then move it to another location, and then it uses context aware to place that object in the new location.
Is this kind of like tablet oriented?
No, it's for
Oh,
computers.
well, you're trying to like. Are they trying to make it?
No, not at all.
No, never.
Never. Because everything in Photoshop is still you need pinpoint accuracy. You still need to go down to the pixel levels. And how you're going to do that is the iPad Retina display is trying to avoid pixels at all cost. And then it's the new dark scheme. You can do video editing in Photoshop now, which I thought was insane. It's not as powerful as Premiere, another one of their Adobe suites, but it can do color correction, image stabilization, video stabilization, and like color, and basically you can do really quick edits, which I love. And Alex, do you use Adobe Bridge?
No, not too much. I know it's meant for using it between Adobe applications, but
No, but like before, Adobe Bridge was like its standalone application, which was kind of weird. But now they've incorporated Bridge into Photoshop, so you don't have to drag and drop files into Photoshop anymore. Like,
I like dragging and dropping, to be honest.
but it saves so much time just opening.
Well, I have to browse.
Like, Bridge is right here. Now, when you open it up down here,
Uh-huh.
I haven't opened it yet, but it'll show like your file storage here, and you just drag up here instead of trying to go start, or in your case, go to your file manager and try to find the file and drag it in. You can, everything happens right here. So you never really have to leave Photoshop.
I guess.
For those of our audio, listeners, and he's kind of pointing out to the new.
Yeah, I'm like giving a demo of Photoshop.
When we go video, then we'll be able to show you.
And then over on the right side, they included hotkeys, quick, what do you call it, like quick edits, which is super helpful because before, if I wanted to edit brightness and settings and stuff, I'd have to go to image, layer, setting.
Right.
And then now it's just right there. You just click a button and then you get a slider.
Which is very convenient.
Very, very convenient. I
like the UI. Nice. I like the black.
Yeah, it's black now. You can change it back to white for all the traditionalists. But I really like it because it makes your photos the really center of the attention.
It really fits your theme on your computer as well.
Yeah. And then their cropping tool can now rotate. You can crop rotation now.
Rotation.
Yeah, like when you crop a photo, you can rotate the picture as you're cropping.
I didn't know you couldn't do that before, but...
No, before it was a straight crop.
Oh, okay.
But now you could literally straighten out your photo and crop at the same time.
Well, I guess that knocks out two things at once.
Yeah. Then you have the new context aware tool that allows you to move stuff, which is super cool. And then it's it's in beta right now, so
Yeah.
everybody can download it at labs.adobe.com, and I highly recommend it if you're interested in it.
Do we have to say like Adobe?
I mean, there
Adobe.
are some, as Andy said, there are some little flaws.
Yeah,
but
there's some graphical glitches if you zoom out all the way, but when you get deeper in, then it disappears. I'm pretty sure, and this would probably ship. I don't know, when is that estimate time usually?
For Adobe?
I'm gonna guess next month.
For the CS6?
Yeah, because they usually release like these public trials for a month, and then they release.
They'll release CS6.
No, maybe not, because it's still beta.
See, I don't know how Adobe works. I mean, why would they release a beta a month before
Yeah,
CS6
that's
actually
true.
comes out? You know,
Oh, and this is gonna suck for you, Piracy, because when you open up the application for the first time, they require you to sign up with your Adobe ID.
required.
Required.
I remember it used to be
Yeah, you can
optional.
skip it, but now they're requiring because now they're tying your serial number into your Adobe ID
So that's going to be a big problem.
for all your Piracy users.
So, me. Possibly, no, Chris will have it.
No, I pay.
Yeah, I know you. No, you technically don't.
I
but
don't.
Yeah, you technically don't pay. Daddy pays.
Daddy.
Mommy and Daddy pay.
But Photoshop when it's gonna launch, it's probably gonna be $7.99, like how all the other Photoshops are now. But if you have a Photoshop now, you can upgrade for $120.
That doesn't help me.
Yeah, because you never bought it legitimately. And yeah, it's great. Everybody should go try it if you're into Photoshop. It's a big change.
And-
You're gonna have to learn a new UI.
Yeah,
So-
and the people who like pirating.
This is like a big
please come
change
up
of like
with-
Final Cut.
Please
This
come up with
last
a
Final
patch.
Cut?
I'm just saying.
Is
Final
it like
Cut.
is it that annoying? Like like I know a lot of people didn't like Final Cut.
No, the problem with Final Cut is Apple killed off all the professional features when they re-released Final Cut. They wanted Final Cut to enter the consumer market when studios like Conan and CBS and NBC they live and die by Final Cut. And then when Apple killed off all the professional features, they can't do anything anymore. They make their living through that.
Mhm.
So they had to switch and learn Premiere, which took a long time. Yeah. It was a good week for Adobe because Adobe offered $1,000 off Premiere if you were unsatisfied with Final Cut Pro.
I was unsatisfied.
I was super unsatisfied with Final Cut Pro 10. Oh, it was
Well,
awful.
the only thing
Could you
good
just opt
about
back
Final
into-
Cut Pro 10 is now they added multi-camera,
Finally.
which Premiere has not yet done.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see CS6.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
If I can get my hands on it.
If you can get your hands on it. I'm pretty sure you can modify your host files, not that you would.
They're already modified.
No, like a different modification so you bypass the activation.
Oh, yeah, probably. I'm sure
So-
somebody should come up with something.
Yeah, pirates always have a way to get around things.
Thank you. Please don't sue me.
I don't know what to do.
What are you doing, Chris?
You might want to come over here.
Is he playing a game? Is
no.
he like- Okay.
No, I'm not. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm going to talk a little bit about the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.7 because it finally released for Verizon. This is the Galaxy. If I was going to get a tablet, this is the tablet I wanted to get because it has the whole tablet is Super AMOLED, a 7.7 Super AMOLED screen. Try to wrap your head around that. It's gorgeous and beautiful. Has great contrast. It's not as good as the new iPad's Retina display, but I wouldn't say it's a far long behind it. Like, it's so close. Like, do you want resolution or do you want great clarity?
I want them both.
But the problem with it is it's super expensive. Like, it's ridiculously expensive. It's $499 on contract with Verizon for 2 years. And if you buy it off contract, it's $650. And if you import it, it's about $650. You have to do try. They don't give you a serial number. The try will last you like a long time. So
Alright, not like 30 days.
yeah, it shouldn't be 30 days. But they don't. It's
Please sign in. Oh, freaking A.
yeah. You have to create an Adobe ID.
Wonderful.
So Galaxy Tab 7.7, you basically just get the iPad. I'm so disappointed at Android at this point. It's been what, like a year since the Motorola Zoom came out, and they haven't even made a dent. It's kind of like Windows Phone, but at least Windows Phone is a good product. Android tablets, I feel like they're not good products at all.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I think they have a lot of promise, but then when you hold it in your hand, it just
Like
kind
the
of lets you down.
hardware is all great, Ice Cream Sandwich is great, the UI is great, but then when it gets to the apps, you have nothing.
Yeah.
Like you literally have
Just like
nothing.
life.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Please don't sue us for that quote.
Copyrighted.
Yep, copyright.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
I think you pretty much hit everything this week. I mean,
What is there?
Oh, I mean, Zanga bot draw something.
Oh, that's right.
So just so all you draw something fans out there, prepare to receive an update that will kill your game, basically.
That's gonna suck.
is that free?
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah.
Oh, by
Is
the way,
that the big thing I see people now drawing?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I can't believe I haven't talked about this yet, but this week AT&T and Verizon got slammed hard. AT&T got sued by the U.S. government because they've been caught in fraudulent calling. Like, they've been making money. The U.S. government reimburses AT&T $1.30 for every,
Draw call.
no, for every,
you imagine?
AT&T would be completely rich by that point. Like, they wouldn't need a network anymore. No, but, like, they reimburse AT&T for every call made through, like, people who are deaf. Because people who are deaf, when they make calls, it reroutes the call through text, kind of. It's not a text message per se, but, like, it translates basically into text,
Mhm.
so they can see it. And telemarketers have found a way to use this, and AT&T knows this. They know that fraudulent people have used this service,
right.
and the U.S. government's been paying AT&T $1.30 per minute every time this is used.
Because I know I would get those stupid text messages.
Yeah,
It's
and you would
like-
get calls that were like just basically text.
Mhm.
So
So the U.S. government sued AT&T. There's nothing else to it. Good to the U.S. government finally sticking up for consumers for once.
So let's see. That's AT&T. Then we have Verizon.
And then Verizon, who wanted to advocate the destruction of net neutrality, they wanted to eventually charge you for every service you use, like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter.
Which I really don't think would have passed.
No, because, we should have never let the tethering rule pass to begin with. That broke net neutrality.
But we have to pay for tethering.
Yeah, which is ridiculous because it's the same data. What is to you how much I use? If I pay for 2 gigs, don't worry, I'm going to use 2 gigs.
And if you want to charge me for the overage, fine with me.
Exactly.
Just don't charge me for tethering.
Don't charge me $20 for more for data I already own.
Right.
And Verizon wanted to break that this week. They wanted to start charging for that, and then the shareholders denied Verizon's board, which is a pure power to the people statement. I am so impressed by Verizon shareholder. And notice I didn't curse this whole entire podcast.
That's good.
Vulgar words, but yes.
I didn't say anything. So Verizon slam, AT&T slam, awesome. I feel so bad for Sprint though.
They keep it on the deal.
No, because their LightSquare deal is gone. LightSquare totally failed, and Sprint has to pay, I think, $120 million. And Sprint, in the financial crisis, cannot afford to pay anything. And I feel so bad because out of all the 4 CEOs, Ralph De La Vega, Verizon CEO, T-Mobile CEO, and Dan Hesse from Sprint, Dan Hesse is definitely my favorite CEO out of the 4. He seems like a genuinely smart guy who really cares about people. Because Dan joined Sprint when Sprint was bankrupt. Sprint was known for terrible customer service. And ever since Dan Hesse joined, I hear nothing but good customer service from Sprint. They might not have the best network, but at least he turned around their customer service reputation.
We used to have Sprint. Sprint's customer service was not that great.
Hard Nextel. Oh my gosh.
Oh, the Nextel deal is finally about to end.
Is it because the partnership?
No more pinging?
No, because Nextel was a huge detriment in Sprint because the only thing it brought to the table was push to talk, but hardware push to talk.
Well, they don't even use push to talk anymore.
Exactly, but once this deal falls out, Sprint is allowed to use push to talk as a software thing. Before push to talk was you had to have the hardware, you had to have the specific button, you had to have the specific radio, but now it can all be software based.
I remember AT&T's push to talk. I don't think I ever saw it.
It kind of failed. My mom's phone used to have it.
It was in the
AT&T
Fuse / Touch Pro for AT&T, and I used it. It was pretty cool.
The feature's still there. It's just nobody uses it.
Yeah, nobody uses it. It was in AT&T's Touch Pro 2 too.
It was in my mom's old LG flip phone.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the iPad issues?
The heating?
The heating.
I mean, everything heats up. That's my thing. It's to the point where it's burning you, then...
Well, I don't know why people are so complaining. It's I feel...
I'm surprised you weren't all aboard about, that has issues. It's everything has issues and everything heats up. My iPhone, when I was talking to you for 44 minutes, was burning my face.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because to me, the new iPad really is a spectacular product, and then people are just really trying really hard to find faults at this point.
Well, I know I have the only fault is the bleeding screen.
Yeah, the iPad we had a bleeding screen, a bleeding LCD off the top bezel, so that was weird.
It was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
It also, the only thing I don't like of the new iPad is because they doubled the battery, it takes 7 hours to charge.
Yeah, it does take a long time.
Literally that long.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's crazy.
You basically need to spend a whole day charging it.
Yeah.
So a whole day of no use, basically, because...
Well, they say you get the same battery life, but they don't tell you how long it takes for to get the same battery life while we're charging.
No, it's about 5 to 7 hours.
It's ridiculous.
What's
what about
the
the
average
iPad
for
2?
regular?
I think it's maybe
3 hours.
3 hour,
because it's double the battery of the iPad 2, so how long it takes your iPad 2 to charge up, double that time.
How does it take your phone?
About an hour. Sometimes 3 minutes. Sometimes I'll never let it go past half.
But the iPhone has an 1800 milliamp battery. The new iPad has 10 times that amount. So, yeah, it's just ridiculous. But the new iPad is still the best tablet you can ever buy. Unless you need an Android tablet, then get the Transformer Prime, but you're not going to find any good apps for it. Sorry.
Or the Galaxy Note. Half tablet, half phone.
What is it? Is it Note?
Is it?
What is it?
It's a tote.
Is it a phone? No, I when I had the international Note from a friend, I took it home for a bit to root for him, and I showed my dad, and he thought it was a tablet.
Really?
Yeah.
How big is it? Really?
Yeah, because he thought it was a tablet.
Do you really think it looks like a tablet as far as size?
I think it's the No Man's Land.
Because I like the size of it though, because you can actually do stuff with it.
Not on the AT&T version, it'll be too slow for you.
It was LTE for me.
Why do you care about LTE so much?
The 84 down, or not the?
They don't have 84 down.
What is it? The 40 down?
You'll be lucky to get 6 on the
Wonderful.
Note.
Well,
So 16.
I've seen
maybe.
tests on it though.
Fine, you'll get 16 max.
I've seen over 20.
Really?
Yeah,
Where? In what location? New York or
YouTube, Texas.
Texas, where nobody uses the LTE network?
It's exactly. It was on the Mexican border.
There we go.
There we go. So,
Well, HSPA Plus is not that big of a drawback, and then you get a super fast phone. Yeah, no question. What are you guys excited about next week? Because you guys are gonna have to double down on news next week, because I'm not gonna be able to keep up.
well, you're gonna have Wi-Fi, so you should be able to.
I'm not gonna spend my whole time there trying to keep up with tech news
Well, drink a glass of wine on the side of the road, and you have your laptop
And
out.
some cheese.
and some
cheese.
cheese. Oh,
Give me that meat. Yeah.
But yeah, you guys will really have to keep up with tech news next week, because I'm gonna be when I come back, I'm gonna be dead.
He's gonna be passed out. In fact, it's just gonna be us.
Oh, I'm
We're
actually
just
gonna get more than 4 hours of sleep this weekend. I'm super excited for that. And I shouldn't be.
And he's gonna be on a plane.
The joys.
Yeah, I told Chris, I'm like, the day I made the pot de creme, that was the only thing I ate all day, tasting the chocolate.
I don't think I could just live off chocolate.
No, I didn't even eat the chocolate. I tasted, like I dipped a spoon in it and tasted. That's all I ate all day.
That's good.
Okay, I really need to eat after this. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
okay.
We're pretty hungry.
Yeah.
What time are we at?
We're at 50 minutes.
Oh, okay, that's a perfect time to end. As always, I don't know why we're not on the iTunes store yet. We did submit.
We did submit.
We're gonna submit again today
and see what happens.
and see what happens. And hopefully, because nobody said anything explicit off this podcast, me.
Yeah.
So we're gonna submit again. Please catch me on the iTunes store. Thanks so much for listening to us and supporting us. We all have our individual Twitters. I'm at ANDDANGIT. Christopher Walton's at Chris Walton, capital C, capital W, and Alex Weston is at Alex Weston, but instead of the O, it's a 0. Thanks so much, guys, and we'll see you guys next week for more tech news.
See yous.